Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another session of Placer County Fiscal Court. Certainly glad to see everyone here. I've asked Mr. Jimmy Wilden to lead us in the pledge, but first we will do a moment of silence. Any concerns in the county or nation? Seems like Israel is always under attack right now, so remember them in your thoughts. But anyone else have any concerns?
My brother's having knee surgery. He's
Your brother?
had it yesterday.
All right.
He's coming home today.
Good. Hopefully he'll have a new lease on life and ready to run a marathon or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyone else?
Keep our EMS department and the family in our thoughts and prayers. Continue with that.
All right. Anyone else? You bow your heads for a moment of silence, and then Mr. Wilden will lead us in the pledge. Thank you. Everyone, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business will be to approve the minutes from April 9th, the meeting April 9th. I think everyone has a copy in front of them. You have a moment to review them. Any changes, comments?
Motion to approve.
Mr. Ranshaw makes a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Strunk. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. First item in old business is EMS resolution. The city had some movement on it 2 weeks ago at their city council meeting, and they have sent it over to me. I think everyone has a copy in front of them. If you want to take a moment to review that, they have changed a couple of words in it moving forward, but I think it's where we can accept it. The mayor has asked me to take a vote on it today or to move it forward. He does have asking for a vote by May the 1st, so it would be up to our county attorney and working with the city to write an agreement going forward, so we have something in writing by July the 1st. That's when the date that a new agreement starts.
What were the changes you were talking about? Did you say there were a couple of?
We had recommended a board of directors
Yep.
that would have some authority over the action they take. They have changed it to basically an advisory board, and responsibility of the management control still shall continue with the city of Somerset. We ask for a little more teeth in it, you might say, we still get to recommend some action. We do bring in an outside consultant to tell us about the operations where we can improve it, and they can make the recommendations. We still have a board. It's named there who would be on the board, but it is named as an advisory board. Now, we can, as a board, we can recommend, we can make recommendations, and it's up to them to follow. If they don't follow, that's not usually good publicity, but as far as it being binding, it would not be. But I think with the board we'd have set up, we would have a couple of city council people and the mayor, a couple of EMS employees, and I think everyone will be in agreement of what actions we need to take going forward.
Motion.
Mr. Mr. Wheelan makes a motion to move it forward.
Second.
Mr. Turpin seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. The resolution passes. Then we will let county attorney work with them to write another interlocal agreement moving forward by July 1. Next item would be Place County Park security. It's that time of year. We're moving, if anyone's been down there, the park is probably it's got a lot of seasonal campers already there. It's well used already, and we do need some security hard at least by the 1st of May, because we're getting a lot of activity down there on the weekends with some people wanting to speed around and do donuts in the parking lot, and some heavy traffic through there on the weekends, so.
I would say if we could get it down there even sooner than that, it'd probably be good to go ahead and let him be visible.
I would like to recommend Danny Weddle. He was there last year, to go in under the same terms as last year, but I think Amber wants him to check in when he's coming in or when he's leaving, so we'll know when he's on the grounds. But I'll recommend Danny Weddle. He's the constable in the 1st, as our security there.
How many hours a week does he work?
Last year, we had him at 10 hours a week and $20 an hour.
Does he come in after hours of evening?
Yes. He works mostly weekends, Friday evenings, and some on Saturday evening, and a little on Sunday.
He said he kind of tries to vary when he's down there so they don't get used to him being down there at the same time all the time. So
Could I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, but I got a question.
All right. Mr. Renshaw makes a motion. Do I have a second?
second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. Discussion?
The sheriff's office will still be doing, when he's not on, the sheriff's office will still be doing patrols through the park too, correct? Okay.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item would be appointments to an Ethics Code Commission Board. I realize we have a couple of vacancies on an ethics board that have expired. It's been brought to my attention. So I think we need to update that. Hopefully, it'll never have to be used, but it's in case we get an ethics complaint on an elected official, it goes before this board. And I would like to, I don't know if I've got 2 of them. Do we need to have a separate vote, or?
Probably would on this, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to recommend Mr. Johnny Dunbar to serve a 2-year term starting immediately today and going through of April 23rd of 26. I would ask for a motion for his approval.
Motion.
Mr. Wilson makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The second appointment I'd like to make would be Mr. Don Bloomer, the recently retired president of the bank, for a 3-year term starting immediately and going through 4/23 of 27. Would I have a motion for Mr. Bloomer?
Motion.
Mr. Wheelan makes that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Ranshaw seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item would be Place County Extension Office budget. Mr. T.J. Atkins.
Good morning, everyone. I believe most of you all have a copy of this in front of you. The Pulaski County Extension District Board set their budget for the fiscal year of 25, starting on July 1 of 2024, running through June 30th of 25. It's a pretty lengthy document. You've got everything in there that covers all of that, but there really is no changes. As you can see, our tax rates are actually lower this time than they were last time, as we took the compensating rate the past time. So that lowered our tax rates and kept our income pretty well stable. So Does anyone have any questions over that budget? Anything they would like for me to go over or explain more in depth? I don't think you want me to go through the 28 pages line by line. I will if you want, but
We need a vote on to accept this.
Just to accept the fact that he.
All right. I would ask for a motion just to accept their budget to show that the court accepted it.
Motion.
Mr. Redshaw makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wilson. Any discussion on the budget?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I know I've got, over the last few years, I got to realize what all the extension office does for our community, and there's a lot of classes and stuff that you offer and stuff like that. I would suggest people who, farming, all the gardens and stuff like that, and everything you guys do to help out and test soil and stuff like that, so appreciate everything you do.
we greatly appreciate that. And as always, if there is something that we can do or someone that, educational-wise, something we can reach out and help with, we're always willing to help.
TJ, also, while you're there, I'd like for you to expand just a couple minutes on your building.
Okay.
I'm not sure everybody's aware of that.
So yes, we are finally moving forward with the building process. This has been a very long and lengthy process, not just this time around, but this has been something I have been at the Extension Office now for a little over 12 years. This is something we have been working on since I have been there, as far as building, trying to get a building and all that. So we are finally able to move forward. We've been able to save enough money, and that's a kudos to our board and our agents and our employees being able to be financially independent and those kinds of things, as far as being able to save the money that was needed to make this project happen over 15 plus years. So we will be building, actually construction has started. They are building a building out off of 914 right next to Oak Hill Baptist Church. They're in the lot behind Farm Credit. Hopefully, the way it is looking, this will give us the ability. One, this will give us more space. You know, right now we have 9 people in an office that was built for 4. So space, storage, all of those things. But the biggest part of this will be the meeting space that we will have to be available to reach out and do some of those educational opportunities like you were talking about, but maybe even bring in some of those larger regional or state educational opportunities that sometimes get skipped over this area just because we do not have the space at our extension office to house those people. So with that new meeting space, the kitchens and things like that, it will give us the ability to hopefully draw some of those events to this area to make it a little more economical and a little more time sensitive to our community and to our producers and things like that to attend these meetings, to be able to take part in those activities.
Still be a classroom available for hunter safety classes?
Absolutely. There will always be a classroom available for hunter safety. So the great thing about this is the meeting space that we do have, we'll be able to house somewhere around 300 people, but then it will also be able to be divided into 3 separate rooms. So we'll be able to accommodate some more activities like that, to where, as you know, and as I took part of it, you know, we had times that we were turning people away from taking hunter education because we just didn't have the room. You know, when you have 150 kids show up and you can only house 75 of them, you start trying to squeeze everything you can, but, you know, as space, safety, and those things come into play. So hopefully we will never have that problem again with this new structure.
I appreciate all you do for the
Well,
community.
we appreciate everything you all do for us.
Any other comments? Thanks, TJ.
Thank you all.
The next item would be road removal. Cloyd, can you present what's been presented to us?
Good morning. You have a copy of the petition in your packet. It's to remove Old Alcalde Road. And I guess what we need at this meeting is magistrates to volunteer to go look at it. And also, if I might bring up something else while I'm up here, if you look at your agenda, I just saw this. It says under Road Department, 150 gallons of patch oil, I won't go very far. It should have been 1,500. So if you would change that on your agenda, please.
Did we get a couple of volunteers to look at Old County?
Mike said he'd go. Mike, no.
I went to. Two mics. All right.
As I was contacted about taking this road out, just for public information, it's not the whole road, it's the back portion of the road. I guess we still gotta get those measurements before they look at them.
Okay. Next item would be personnel. I want to make a promotion or an appointment today. I want to appoint Wayne Taylor as an interim road supervisor. We've been without a real supervisor at the road. Jeff and Ryan have been doing a good job, but they asked me for some additional help to try to get a little bit more production out of our road crew. I think they're doing well, but I wanted to just present that to the court. I think that's my privilege to appoint that, but I'm going to put Wayne in for a time being and see how it goes. I've discussed it with him. If it doesn't work, he'll go back to where he's at now, but right now, I'm going to let him oversee some projects that we are not getting done on time. I don't think I have to have a vote on that. Okay. Moving along to the department reports. First up would be our sheriff, Bobby Jones.
I will be reading most of this, so good morning. My name is Bobby Jones, and I am the Pulaski County Sheriff. I would like to address the complaint made by Dan Gibson at the last fiscal court meeting. I have reviewed the body cam footage from the deputy, Sergeant Danny Peevely. I have reviewed the fiscal court meeting by video several times. I've reviewed the 911 call that was made, got the casualty sheet, and there were a lot of untruthful statements given about the Spanish-speaking Americans, as he called them, trespassing on property and taking over people's property. This simply was not true. The individuals he was referring to were employees of Kendall, a professional tree company service that was contracted through South Kentucky RECC. They had several large trucks parked in the cul-de-sac, which contracted with RECC on the side of the trucks. The employees were wearing reflective vests and hard hats. When Sergeant Peevely arrived, none of the employees were on the property. They were in the cul-de-sacs doing CPR training after working on a nearby tree. Mr. Gibson stated that 911 had asked them, Mr. Gibson stated that on his 911 call that he had asked them to leave the property and they had walked to the road, which is public property. This was not told to fiscal court. There was no evidence of drug use as he claimed. Sergeant Peevely talked to Mr. Gibson, witness, and he never mentioned anything about the Kendall employees. He did tell Sergeant Peevely about a drug dealer in the city limits. Sergeant Peevely told him that he would pass this along to the narcotics units. Mr. Gibson stated that this had been going on for hours. Mr. Gibson called 911 at 9:21 p.m. Sergeant Peevely arrived at Mr. Gibson called 911 at 1:21 p.m. Sergeant Peevely arrived at 1:25 p.m. and cleared the call at 1:41 p.m. So the entire call from the time they called 911 to the time that the deputy left was only 20 minutes. The Kendall employees had left prior to Sergeant Peevely leaving. Mr. Gibson told the court that he had asked the deputy to arrest them. That's simply not true. It's not on the body cam. And that ICE had told us that we could not arrest anyone. That's simply not true. What actually was said was Mr. Gibson asked Sergeant Peevely if these guys were legal. Sergeant Peevely explained to Mr. Gibson that the federal government was not deporting and that he would have to contact ICE. To explain ICE is, if someone is in this country illegally, then that is handled by federal laws. The Sheriff's Office, the police departments, the Kentucky State Police cannot enforce federal laws. But if anyone commits a crime that is an arrestable offense, then law enforcement can arrest them if they're here legally or not. As far as I brought the actual criminal trespass law, Criminal trespass first doesn't apply because that's going inside a residence. Criminal trespass second doesn't apply because that's going into a building. So criminal trespass third is criminal trespass third is a person is guilty of criminal trespass in the third degree when he knowingly enters or remains unlawfully enter upon the premises, which is a violation, not a misdemeanor, it's a violation. But like I stated earlier, they had already left the property, was down in the road in the cul-de-sac prior to when the deputy arrived, so there was no illegal actions by the Kendall employees. Plus, they're contracted through RECC, and they're allowed to go on people's easements, property. They mostly notify the people when they do this, but if they can't, they're legally allowed to go on people's property to trim the trees. So to close with this issue about the creating public fear was unnecessary by the statements that were untrue and by omitting certain facts. For the example of not telling the court that these were simply Kendall employees instead of saying they were Spanish-speaking Americans. The sheriff's office and county judge's office had received several walk-ins and calls with complaints, concerned citizens about these individuals taking over Pulaski County. I just want to let the courts know and the public know that this simply was not true. Any questions from the court?
We thank you for gathering evidence.
You're welcome.
And I want to say thank you. We had quite a few discussions over the last couple of weeks. You invited me to take a look at the video, which I did. And we talked about, watching on the video how Kendall actually had all the mannequins and everything set up. They were doing training out there.
That's great.
Whether that was the right place to do CPR and first aid training, that was a question. But I mean, I understand where they're from too, because they got to go around to all these different crews and make sure that they're up to date. And me personally, anybody who does CPR training, it's a plus. I mean, we do it as a county for our employees because you never know what's going to happen out there.
It's on the body cam. The individual had driven down here from Indiana to train these individuals. They used to do it in the motel rooms. The motel rooms are no longer allowing them to do it. So he's meeting these Kendall employees at their job sites, got the mannequins in the back of his truck, teaching them CPR training. The deputy explained to him that probably wasn't the proper place to be doing, that there's vacant parking lots, the proper place to be doing it in the cul-de-sac, which is public property, and they volunteered to move, and they did that. They got in their vehicles and they left the scene within, if you watch a body cam, within 10 minutes they're gone.
Yeah, and then my whole ordeal with it is the perception that was given out there. I mean, we do have people that might be living here illegally, but some of them are here legally through visas. They're working for farmers. They're producing crops where these farmers can't find people to work. So they're here on a visa, 10-month visa. I think they're working at App or the old App Harvest and stuff like that. So there are people here legally and illegally. But it's not up to us to decide who's who, and it's up to the federal government and that's a big problem. We all know what's going on the border.
That's
and
correct.
All that. So,
but I just wanted to let the citizens know that the sheriff's office has no authority to deport anyone. I mean, we can report them, but here's the thing: but it doesn't matter what crime they're committing. If it's an arrestable offense or if it's a citable offense, we're going to cite them or arrest them, whatever. We treat them no different than we do anybody else. As far as their standing and status of being in U.S. citizens, the sheriff's department has no authority to do anything with that.
But I do appreciate you going through it with me and all that. So.
You're welcome. Any other questions about that?
Thanks, Bobby, for clearing that up. I know you came to my office after that, and we did receive several calls at my office of concern that some illegal aliens were coming in and getting on people's property that
We
wasn't
did
supposed to
too.
be
We had
there.
several. I had several people walking in, calling, and my employees, the deputies as well, and the clerks even had several calls where people was concerned about, is this going on? So I just wanted to clarify that.
And I would just note, it is a violation of criminal law to falsely report an incident. And we may have further discussion about that.
Okay, that'd be fine. Okay.
Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome. One more thing real quick. I know it's not on the agenda. This just happened. We had an old box truck that we had not been utilizing very well. It was our old CRT truck. It's just not been something that we drag out and use a whole lot. It had a lot of issues, and it's needed some repairs. So we decided to sell it. Placer County Rescue Squad reached out to me and was interested in the truck. They was willing to do the repairs to fix the truck up. So we decided to sell that truck to them. It's got over 205,000 miles on it. We sold them this truck for $3,000. So I'd just like to ask fiscal court permission to put that $3,000 into our vehicle account.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Strunk makes a motion, and Mr. Wilson seconds. Any discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to skip the road department's report just now. We'll move to solid waste. Mr. Dan Maston.
This morning, I just have two names to bring for hire. One is a seasonal employment starting May 1st. 109 board will cover the salary. Brendan Wiles is his name.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Renshaw to hire Brendan Wiles. It'll need a second. Mr. Wheeldon seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved.
The second is for a part-time employee that the 109 board will cover his salary starting April 25th, pending physical, Chad Johnson.
Give me the name.
Chad Johnson.
Jan Johnson.
Motion.
Renshaw makes a motion to hire Mr. Johnson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next on the list would be the Placer County Park, Miss Amber.
Good morning. I just have a couple seasonal positions I would like to fill. The first one is Brianna Brown.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Wheeldon, second by Mr. Renshaw. to hire
Question.
Ms. Brown.
These fall within our current payroll system, right? We're not adding to payroll, right?
Yeah, we're good. It's seasonal.
Yeah.
And Craig Norris.
We got a motion on the floor to hire Ms. Brown.
Oh,
All in
sorry.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Now go ahead.
The second one is Craig Norris.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Renshaw, second by Mr. Turpin to hire Mr. Norris. Any discussion?
And these are to start as soon as possible pending pre-employment screening.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Now we go back to the road department, 3,000 ton of rock.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Wheeldon. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Next motion passes. The next item would be the 1,500 gallon of patch oil.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wilson,
Second.
second by Mr. Turpin. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We got a road list in front of you.
You got speed limit to change.
All right.
Speed limit on South Fork Drive, 15 mile an hour. Make a motion to change that.
Second.
Mr. Strunk makes a motion to change the speed limit on South Fork to 15 mile an hour, and Mr. Wilson seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Is there any other speed limit?
No,
Say no more. Now I need a motion to approve the road list.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wheeldon,
Second.
second by Mr. Renshaw. Any discussion on the road list? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving right along, we'll move to the finance. Ms. Christie.
I just had the third quarterly financial report. I'm looking for approval from the court on that.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Renshaw makes the motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion, second by Mr. Strunk. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We may have had something on the agenda on the clerk, on a resolution that was on there. It's been left off. That didn't happen. The time limit elapsed, I guess. Is that correct, Tim? We thought we were on it yesterday and then it disappeared. I think that concludes all our business for today. We're open for citizens' comments. Any citizens like to speak?
First of all, may I ask the county attorney, was that a threat to me about bringing false reports to this court? Was that a threat to me or just the
It's
general
not a threat
public?
to anybody, Mr. Gibson, it's the
Okay,
law.
then,
And I'm not
okay,
going to
if it is-
debate
If it is
that
the law,
with you.
does it apply to
I'm not going to
everyone?
debate that with you.
Does it apply to everyone? I asked that question.
I'm not going to debate that with you.
I don't want to debate it. I just like the simple answer. Does it apply to everyone in this county?
I'm
Or
not
does it
gonna
just
debate
apply to
that
me
with
if
you.
you want to prosecute me?
Applies to anyone who violates that portion of the criminal law.
Okay, I have several witnesses who were there that day. So I never gave any type of, other than they were Spanish-speaking people, to say who they were, where they were from, or anything. I was very careful not to do that, as all of you can remember.
Mr. Gibson, I'm going to stop you right there.
No, you can't stop me.
This is-
I'm a public citizen.
this is
I was
being-
called by the
this is
judge.
being
Judge, can he stop
recorded.
me?
This is being recorded, and anything
can?
you say can be used against you in a criminal prosecution.
Oh, I
You just
sure-
need to understand that.
I want to, and then does that apply to everyone? Anyone who comes up here and tells things to the court,
That's
does
a
that apply to
ridiculous-
everyone? Or does it just apply to me?
You
That's
call
what I'm asking.
911.
I did.
That would be the offense, not what you say to this court.
What offense would that be?
I'm not going to debate that with you.
Well, you just mentioned it. You brought it up.
I'm not going to debate that with you. You're the one who made the phone call.
I did. And I said
Move
there were
along,
people
move
trespassing.
along. I'm not going to argue with you right here. Move along.
No, I'm not going to move along. If y'all won't let me tell the truth, I'm telling the truth. I told the truth that day, and I can verify it. I have several witnesses. They were on my property. He represented that they weren't on my property. He said they were just in the cul-de-sac. That is not true. He told a lie. I stood right here and told you a lie. Are you going to prosecute him? Are you going to prosecute him right now?
Cleared up for the court, what I told the court was, on the 911 call, which is public record, which anybody can see, Mr. Gibson tells 911, even Beverage heard it as well, told prior to the deputy's arrival that the people had already left off of his property. He said they was on his property having lunch when the deputy arrived. It's fair game for anybody to come look. The only part I don't want to show is where his witness is talking about the drug use, because I want to protect that witness. Everything up to that point, I'll show anybody that wants to see it. But when the deputy arrived, they was in the cul-de-sac. He does not own the cul-de-sac. He owns the property. He said they was on the grass, is what he told the deputy prior to the deputy's arrival. He asked them to leave. When the deputy got there, they're already off the property, so therefore there's no crime. That's what I told the court.
Thanks, Bobby.
Okay, I'm going to make it clear again that they were on my property. I have witnesses. They were on my property. And they told me that they were having a meeting, just as I represented to you in the first place. I did not represent anything untruthful to this court. And I feel very imposed upon by this court to say that I did lie to this court. I don't lie to anybody about anything. I don't lie.
Any other citizens' comments? State your name, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jody McRoberts, and I live in unincorporated Somerset in the 5th District. And I'm here today to tell you about the formation of a new group called Pulaski KY Strong Towns, which should bring a lot of benefit to our community. I just want to introduce myself a bit, that I do watch all of these meetings, even though I don't attend them. I also watch all the Somerset City Council meetings so I can stay up to date with what's going on in the community. And I'm also a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and last year I went through Leadership Lake Cumberland, so I had an opportunity to learn even more about the community. So this group that we formed, Pulaski KY Strong Towns, is a local chapter of a national nonprofit called Strong Towns. It's based in Brainerd, Minnesota. And the goal of Strong Towns is to help cities be more safe and to be livable and to be financially resilient. And they do this through education and through encouraging people from what they've learned to take action. So I'm going to go through 4 of Strong Towns' core principles. And the first one is that financial solvency is a prerequisite for long-term prosperity. So when cities grow and develop, it's important for them to think long-term. So Strong Towns encourages cities to count the cost of new projects and developments in their area. Last night I spoke at the Somerset City Council meeting. I mentioned how I'd seen a good discussion that someone had mentioned, one of the council members had mentioned there's new development going in the city, and they were wondering long-term, would there be the fiscal availability of funds to take care of the more infrastructure, police protection, et cetera. So that's really something that, that they really encourage, is for cities to have that long-term view. And I've even heard discussions here among you also about fiscal responsibility and making sure you're thinking long-term. And then the second thing that they do is they say a transportation system is a means of creating prosperity in a community, not an end in itself. So the goal is to have safe and productive streets. You know, in the United States, every year there's about 40,000 traffic deaths, which is a lot. And so one thing that they started is the Crash Analysis Studio. It's a monthly online meeting they have, and they post their videos on YouTube after that. And what someone does, they have someone from the community will contact Strong Towns, and they give them information about a crash that happened in their local area. And so Strong Towns will bring experts and local community members, and they'll analyze that and see what they could do to make changes in that area. And then 2 other their principles that go together is that strong cities, towns, and neighborhoods cannot happen without strong citizens. That's people who care. And that local government is a platform for strong citizens to collaboratively build a prosperous place. So that's why we formed this group, is we really want to see our county thrive. And then Strong Towns has a 4-step process for public investment. It's a very simple thing. So the first step is you humbly observe where people in your community are struggling. The second step is you ask the question, what's the next smallest step we can do right now to help in this struggle? And then the third step is you do that thing and do it right now. So Strong Towns really focuses on small bets. That's a great way to get started, where you find something, you don't have to form a committee, you don't have to look for a grant, you just find something small you can do and then you do it. And then the 4th step is you go back to step 1 and begin the process again. So I just want to give you a couple examples in this area. There was a town in Michigan, Muskegon, Michigan, where they had an empty area in their streetscape. And so what they did is they had 12 portable buildings built. They were very small, 90 to 150 square feet, and they invited local entrepreneurs to open up shop and to sell their products. And it was extremely successful. And so many of these entrepreneurs then were able to rent empty storefronts in the downtown of Muskegon. So it was a win-win for everybody. And in fact, it was another big one was that the city of Muskegon, they didn't pay out of pocket for those buildings. What they did is they went to the Chamber of Commerce, a community foundation, other organizations that made donations for those buildings. So it was a great small step they took, you know, rather than spending tens or $100,000 on a big project, they saw something small they could do and they did it, and it was really great. And then another example is bike valet parking. There was a man in his local area. He saw that the farmers market, people were coming, and they didn't have a place to park their bikes safely. So what is he did is he got some bike racks, and he staffed a booth with volunteers. So this brought more people in, which again, it helps with the commerce in the whole community. And I just want to mention something I've seen about collaboration here in the county. As I watched all the meetings, I saw the bids come up for the mowing in your county. And then the next meeting is like, well, we don't need that anymore because now the inmates are going to do. So it's great that working with the county jail system. And it's a win-win again. These inmates need to be out in the community doing things that are productive, and it also saves the county money. So, and as I wrap up, one thing I want to mention is that as one of the local leaders of this group, I had to sign a local leaders agreement. And some of the things we had to agree to is that we are kind even when it's hard, we are polite, and we are trustworthy. So with this group, Pulaski KY Strong Towns, we're not going to say, well, we know what to do, listen to us. You know, we really want to work collaboratively with everybody to help bring solutions and to help our cities grow stronger. So if you'd like to connect with us, we have a Facebook group. It's called Pulaski KY Strong Towns. You can go there and ask to join the group. Also, we have an email address if you want to join that. You'll find that on the Facebook group. It's PulaskiKYST@yahoo.com. And we are going to be having monthly meetings, and we were graciously offered to meet in the City Council chambers of Somerset. So our next meeting will be Thursday, May 9th at noon. It'll be a lunch meeting, a light lunch. Feel free to come a bit early if you want to join us there. And then we're going to be discussing, there's a free online course called Strong Towns 101. You can find out in the Strong Towns Academy if you want to sign up for free and look at these videos. We'll be discussing 2 of those videos, and we'll watch the videos and discuss what we've learned. So thank you for allowing me to share this with you. If you have any questions or comments, I could take those now. I'll be here also at the end of the meeting. So.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I would just like to say I guess interacted by Facebook and all that, and I wouldn't have looked at the site and actually joined to get updates and all that. So
Awesome.
I hope everything goes well. It's always great to have more volunteers helping to improve the county. So,
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the citizens? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Mr. Wilson makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Turpin. All in favor will say aye. Aye. And we will stand adjourned. Thank you very much.